is no freedom of speech under Sharia law. Criticizing any aspects of Islam or Muhammad or the religion itself is a death penalty.
Whoever insults Islam or insults the Prophet Muhammad deserves capital punishment.
And this from Cairo, Egypt. Now we're learning a prosecutor in that country has issued an arrest warrant for several people here in the U.S.
The 7 men and 1 woman face charges of, quote, insulting the Islamic religion. All of the accused could face the death penalty if convicted.
We are in a holy war, not of our making. It's the most serious threat, probably, that the planet faces at the moment.
If you take the journey from Salman Rushdie in 1989 to Molly Norris in Seattle in 2010, over the course of the next 2 decades, Islam, in a sense, made its own law.
They are acting on the basis of the assumption that the Sharia has already been implemented.
We're seeing the imposition of foreign law on U.S. citizens, and that has got to be understood.
We've had one court case after another, dozens of convictions for so-called hate speech or what they call racism, which really means that people are no longer allowed to say what they want to state their thoughts.
This constriction of freedom of speech is now becoming official policy.
Charles, you spoke with Hillary Clinton. What did she tell you?
She said, we are going to arrest the person that made that film, and we're going to have them prosecuted.
Since our founding, the United States has been a nation that respects all faiths. We reject all efforts to denigrate the religious beliefs of others.
Joseph Smith was called a prophet. Dum, 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 dum.
The Lord Jehovah has given unto you these 10 commandments.
Why doesn't he just obliterate the devil and therefore get rid of evil in the world?
The future must not belong to those who slander the Prophet of Islam.
One day you will conquer the White House.
In September of 2009, the Obama administration actually co-sponsored a resolution. The purpose of that resolution was to prohibit and criminalize speech or expression that gives offense to Islam.
The way they intend to impose Islamic law, and already are imposing Islamic law on U.S. citizens, is through the campaign of Islamophobia, which is to get leadership in the United States to tell American citizens to shut their mouths and stop speaking truthfully.
One of the most effective ways of denying us awareness of this stealth jihad has been to prevent the United States government from accurately describing the problem.
The organization of the Islamic Conference, this 57-country group that's across the Middle East and North Africa and South Asia, they have a plan to create a new international norm against defaming Islam. And they're pursuing it at the Human Rights Council in Geneva. They're pursuing it at the General Assembly up in New York. And the idea is to pass resolution after resolution after resolution saying that defamation of religions is to be prohibited and countries should pass laws that would criminalize insulting religion, particularly insulting Islam.
Their definition of Islamophobia is not limited to violence. It's Islamophobic that Wikipedia refused to remove depictions of the Muslim prophet Muhammad from their English language website. They were going to defend themselves from all free expression that they deemed to be Islamophobic, including hostile glances.
These words are outlawed. Jihad, Islam, terrorism. The Quran can say it, Islamic doctrine can say it, Islamic law or Sharia can say it, but the United States government may not say it.
I consider it part of my responsibility as President of the United States to fight against negative stereotypes of Islam wherever they appear.
I checked the Constitution for the oath of office of the President of the United States, And nowhere in that oath of office does it say anything about defending Islam against negative stereotypes.
There are two civil wars taking place. One is between Muslims over the nature of Islam or what it means to be a Muslim. And there's another over Westerners, whether what we have is something worth defending and indeed fighting for, or whether you just shrug and say it's an accident of history and we can move on from there.
So if there is a new international norm created that says you can't criticize Islam, then all of the practices of Islam itself, or the effects by their nature, are also going to be protected from criticism.
Where's this going to end?
The logical development of this trend would be that we end up in some kind of tyranny of silence.
As always in a democracy, the only response to this lies in the hands of the people.